How do I go about planning a successful solo road trip and car camping adventure with a no-build setup? This was my question when I wanted to go on a multi-day dispersed car camping road trip with zero experience. In this video, I'll show you a realistic day in a not-so-glam car camping trip and how I car camp in my Mazda SUV, so if you're a beginner like me, you can do this too with minimal gear. Put this seat down. Ooh, this one.
So I'm thinking that the right side will be where I'll be sleeping, and so the kayak is gonna go on the left side so that my space here is clear. So here, so I can set it up. Just realized there's a storage here as well. Oh. Okay, it's kind of like for the wheel, but I'm sure I can put some stuff inside. Maybe I'll put a life jacket. Let's come back with more stuff.
When I set out to go on this road trip, I knew that I was bound to be put in situations when I needed to get out of my comfort zone, or that I had to at some point learn how to let go of control.
In this thing, there's like a life jacket, the kayak itself, and a pump. In this, there is a propane stove, and with the gas tank, and this is a waterproof bag for kayaking. This is my inflatable kayak.
As a person who is usually very prepared and has her things in order, leaving home 2 years ago on a big road trip was not something I could plan to the T. 2 years into being abroad, I've learned that you can plan for things a certain way, but what's more important than having a plan is expecting that your plan will not go according to plan.
So we got the sleeping bags and blankets down into the car. This backpack has all my clothes. Not sure how cold it's gonna get in the car tonight, so it's better to bring more outer layer than less. And I'm gonna pack my cooking stuff into the suitcase because I felt like it would be easier to handle everything. And then there's my hiking backpack, and I think we would be good to go. Actually, there's a lot of space here, over here, that I could also use to put some of my stuff. I think that would be for food stuff, so I'll continue packing from the back. I've got water, and for now this shall go on the top. This is the cooking stuff. I've got my clothes. Okay, come back down. Last round, just my personal stuff and grocery stuff, and I think we're good.
The reason for obsessive planning is the quest to demand reassurance in outcomes of the future, but the future is not the sort of thing that provides reassurances. The fuel behind worrying is the craving to know that things will turn out to be okay. One of the areas of growth after being on the move for 2 years is learning to surrender more into the outcome of the future and to plan for options and adaptability instead of striving for certainty.
Okay, that was a really nice day trip at Arches National Park. And now we are preparing to move on to the next segment of our adventure, and we are going to Page, Arizona, and that is about a 4.5-hour drive. And on the way we will get our, fingers crossed, white gas so that we can cook something tonight. We will camp somewhere around Page, Arizona, so that tomorrow morning we can straight away kickstart our kayaking expedition to Antelope Canyon. And hopefully we will start that in the morning so that we have plenty of time to explore still in the evening, just like today. Yeah, let's go.
This was the same feeling I felt getting on this road trip. I did not have as much time as I wished to plan and research for the trip, so I had to go with the flow with just the right amount of information and see what comes up. I was also excited knowing that this was the case, to test and see how I would react to a less than perfect itinerary and see how the trip would unfold.
This song gets me emotional. This song always reminds me of how I left home and haven't been able to spend time with the people who used to be part of my life. They still are, but it's so different, you know.
I set up my things in the car. That kind of like works best after I tried it out for 2 days. So I don't know if you can see. I'm just gonna take my camera out. I have on the seat beside me, this has my pots and pans inside that I have yet to use, my food stuff, and at the back you can see on the right hand side is my sleeping setup, and on the left hand side is my kayak and also my backpack of clothes, which I definitely overpacked. I would love to share with you guys like what I think is the decent amount of things to bring on a 6-day camping trip based on experience. So yeah. Meanwhile, in this town, there's very pretty fall colors on the trees. We kind of got out of the desert type of landscape. I'm beginning to see a bit of green here and there, and I just checked, it's about 3.5 more hours to Page, Arizona, and sadly it's going to be dark by the time I reach there, but it's okay. I really enjoy driving somewhere in the dark and then next morning seeing the landscape in the light, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was surrounding me yesterday. So yeah, I just did a quick stop to check that I'm on track. With that, let's keep going. I went on this road trip not having a clue how to do so, but am proud to say that I've come out of the other side with experience and just a little more knowledge. The best part of road trips and life isn't about executing a rigid plan. It's about being resourceful, open-minded, and trusting your ability to figure things out. Moments where things go off plan now become part of the adventure, and leaning into uncertainty and embracing the opportunity to problem solve has taught me so much. If you've been thinking about trying solo car camping but feel overwhelmed by where to start, I totally get it. When I was planning for my solo road trips in the USA, I had just freely gotten my driver's license, driven just 10 hours or so beforehand, and did not have much substantial camping experience. On the days leading up to the planned road trip dates, I was a little unsure if I could pull the trip off, and dreamed big as wanting to make a loop from Kansas across 4 states and back in 7 days, but at the same time was trying to be okay if I could not accomplish what was planned. However, I managed to find a way to make it work with just a few essential car camping gear items and a no-build setup, which is perfect for beginner car campers. Okay, let's get our gas pumped and we're gonna go again. It's like half full, but I just want to get it out of my mind so that we can just move on with the day. My top priorities when it comes to car camping as a beginner was to make sure that I had safety nailed down, planned for a budget-friendly itinerary, and made sure that the itinerary was exploration and adventure filled. So you guys can see that things didn't work out. Change of plans. I just went into McDonald's for about half an hour to plan out the next few days so that I can make it back to return the car in time. Then I freshened up, brushed my teeth. We will drive to Lake Powell tonight. It's an hour and a half drive away, so it's not too bad. Next morning we can just straight away go for kayaking. Something that wasn't that great happened in the sense that it's I'm thankful it's not like a threatening thing, and basically I just like feel like I wasted some time. I was actually making my way to Monument Valley when it started turning a bit dark, and it was a detour from my original driving route, but didn't even get to see the Monument Valley, and I was feeling a bit scared that I wouldn't make it to where I was going in time, so I made a U-turn and I turned back. When I was looking at Google Maps just now, I saw that there was a route that if I went through all the way to Monument Valley, I would still get to the place that I am right now. But instead I made like a detour back to where I made my detour in the first place, and then I went down again. That was a bit sad to find out that I could have saved time and fuel at the same time see Monument Valley. We're gonna make the best of it still, and now we're just gonna drive and call it a night. It's going to be quite a physically taxing day tomorrow because I'm gonna pump up the kayak for the first time, and it's very heavy to handle. There's gonna be kayaking and hiking, so I'm actually looking forward to it, but yeah, we're almost there. currently in Page, Arizona already. Supposedly it was about 9 more minutes left to the place that I wanted to park the car for the night, but I turned into Shell petrol station and it's very quiet and there are a lot of empty parking lots, and I feel kind of safe here because it's like cordoned off and there's no cars around. The campsite that I was thinking of going had reviews saying that there were trucks around, so that would be a bit like not ideal for me because I wake up really easily. So we're just gonna stay here for tonight, and also I was feeling tired and I could notice it when I drive. Plus the drive was so, it was just like straight roads all the way, and when the cars, and it's like one lane like this direction, another lane that direction, and when the cars are coming at you, when people don't switch off their high beam, it's so tough on the eyes and like so scary to drive. So this is how I would cross from the back through this part. There we go. So one tip is that before I climb over, when I sleep, I would move this seat backwards so that I have more space to come through.